Radio Lewes. Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
Hello, welcome to the Alphabet Show. How goes it? I hope you are very well. So the letter for this month is K. The very bold and confident letter K. It's a no-nonsense letter. You know where you are with the letter K. Why is K the letter for this month's show? Well, there's several very good reasons, and I will tell you more about them later. But of course, as always, that means that everything you hear on the show will have some loose connection to the letter K. Starting us off there was Carole King with I Feel the Earth Move from her classic 1971 album Tapestry. I'm sure some of you know that album. It's the one with the cat on the front. In fact, I heard recently that some people still ask Carole King whether that cat is still alive. And the music you can hear at the moment that is Fela Kuti with Shuffering and Smiling from 1978. So we always have a literary theme as well. That is very much part of the show. And coming up will be the regular features of Rock Poets Corner and Word of the Week. We do like to improve your vocab, as you may know, and Book Club. Now, regular Alphabet Show fans will know that these days Book Club has become Lockdown Literature. Yes, lockdown literature. I've got on the phone and spoken to a couple of fine, upstanding members of the community who have given me a couple of fascinating book recommendations. Literature to read during lockdown, and you will hear those throughout the show. And also coming up will be Alphabet Roulette. Have your alphabet chips ready, and also this month's Alphabetizer. You'll have to wait to find out what that's going to be. So, got some top tunes to play for you today. Really looking forward to you hearing them, so let's crack on.
It's your life, don't you let them tell you all about your eyes. You're the only one's gonna sacrifice. Make no difference if you're right or wrong. Or take that ride, but I want your little sister by your side. Maybe little we can all collide. Do I love like a rolling stone? Time on me is wasted time. Time on me is wasted time. Time on me is wasted time. Time on me is wasted. Innocent small, I run out free. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. I show your face, love when it shine like you got no name. Love to make a little gotta go and say, be my guest and let it out tonight. But it's okay, I know all about the little games you play. Shaking your apple right on my face. Oh, I want to know that I'm a begging for a fight. Some on me is wasted time. Some on me is wasted time. Some on me is wasted time. Some on me is wasted. Innocent smile, I run out free. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. I'm gonna get your mama, I'm gonna get your pa, I'm gonna tell everybody I just know what I saw. So show your face, apple shaker. I know I love you, girl. I know I love you, hey. I'm so small, I run out free. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. I'm so small, I run out free. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. Baby, don't give it like it used to be. Baby, don't give it like it used to be.
My girl got a minimum. Keep it stuck right there till the number comes. Leave it smooth, operator looking like a bum. My girl's got a city to run. Got the key to the kingdom where the money's from. Never seen the color yellow, never seen the sun.
And he thinks I'm the negative one.
Flags flapping in Manhattan. New dope, New York. Gargoyles gargling oil. Peak of the empire, top of the rock. Flags flapping in Manhattan. New dope, New York. Gargoyles gargling oil. Peak of the empire, top of the rock.
My girl's got a little stick. Keep you cool up in the kitchen while you feed the kid. Keep you waiting in the window while the tank just ticks. My girl got a limousine. Got a full-time job just to keep it clean. Got a speaker in the trunk, you know where's it done.
You think I'm the negative one.
Flags flapping in Manhattan. New dope, New York. Gargoyles gargling on. Peak of the empire, top of the rock. Flags flapping in Manhattan. New dope, New York. Gargoyles gargling on. Peak of the empire, top of the rock.
New dope, New York. New dope, New York.
Late nights of black Israelites. White women singing under dying lights. Baseball bats that never hit home runs. Late nights of black Israelites. White women singing under dying lights. Baseball bats that never hit home run.
I got a baseball bat, never hit home run. My girl got a minimum. Leave you stuck right there till the number comes. Leave you smooth operator looking like a bum. My girl got the city to run. Got the key to the kingdom where the money's from. Never seen the color yellow, never seen the sun. New York, New York. New York, New York.
Flex rapping Manhattan. New York, New York. Gargoyles gargling on. Peak of the empire, top of the rock. Flex rapping Manhattan. New York, New York. Gargoyles gargling on. Peak of the empire, top of the rock.
My girl got a little stick. Keep you cooped up in the kitchen while you feed the kid. You're waiting in the window while I tax the ticks. My girl got a limousine. I got a full-time job just to keep it clean. Got a speaker in the truck, you know where's it done. My girl got a city to run. My girl's got a city to run. My girl's got a city to run. My girl got a city to run. My girl got a city to run.
That was New Dorp, New York. And I've been a bit cute and clever with the K connection there. It's by an artist called Subtract. His real name is Aaron Jerome. And by the way, he spells Subtract S-B-T-R-K-T. He eschews the vowels. But the track does feature Ezra Koenig, the multi-talented musician, TV producer, screenwriter and lead singer with the US indie band Vampire Weekend. And before that you heard Kings of Leon with Wasted Time. That was from their 2003 album Youth and Young Manhood. Okay, let's check in with our first book recommendation. Lockdown literature. What would you recommend?
Hi, I'm Will. I live in Brighton. I'm currently training as a psychotherapist. And the book I'd like to recommend is The Body Keeps the Score, which was written by Bessel van der Kolk. The book is about psychological trauma. The main argument is that there are relationships between people dealing with trauma on a mental level and the way that their bodies deal with it. There's a connection between a mental and a bodily response to psychological trauma, which the author argues has been overlooked. The phrase "the body keeps the score," what he means by that is that traumatic events have an imprint on the body, which is a consequence of the kind of bodily processes which are set into motion as the person endures the traumatic event. His suggestion is that a lot of apparently disparate and unrelated conditions, both physical and mental, essentially are different manifestations of the same thing, in that they have trauma at their root, and they're all the result of psychological responses to trauma. That extends from what were thought to be purely psychological issues like borderline personality disorder or obsessive compulsive disorder, possibly even schizophrenia, to things like chronic pain or sleep apnea, or even up to organ failure and cancer, although that's more contentious. The study of psychological trauma has been around for a long time, and the admission of trauma, of the circumstance of trauma, of the circumstance in which it's inflicted, the damage it does, has political implications which make it an awkward thing to bring into public discussion. It's written with the general reader in mind. All of the research and stuff like that is explained in really accessible language. He presents a whole series of case studies and bits of evidence to argue that this connection exists and is real and has a huge impact on the health of the public.
I've been low, I've been high, I've been sold all my life. I've got nothing left to play. I've got nothing left to say. I'm a black man in a white world. I'm a black man in a white world. I'm a black man in a white world. I'm a black man in a white. I'm in love, but I'm still sad. I found peace, but I'm not glad. All my nights and all my days, I've been trying to run away. I'm a black man in a white world. 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 I feel like I've been here before. I feel that knocking on my door. I feel like I've been here before. I feel that knocking on my door. And I've lost everything I had. And I'm not angry, and I'm not mad. I'm a black man in a white world. 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 I've been low and I've been high. I've been sold all my life. I got nothing new to play, and I got nothing left to say. I'm a black man in a white world. 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 I'm in love, but I'm still sad. I found peace, and I'm not glad. All my life, and all my days, I've been trying to run away. I don't mind who I am. I don't mind who you are. But I'm not alone. I'm not alone. It's alright. I'm a black man in a white world. Oh, it's alright. In a white world. Oh, it's alright. But I'm not fighting. It's alright. I'm not fighting. I got something on my mind. Make me sad, make me mad. Oh, no. It's alright. I'm a black man in a white world. 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 I'm a black man in a white world.
Michael Kiwanuka with Black Man in a White World. That was from his 2016 album Love and Hate. And before that we had Will with his lockdown literature recommendation The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. Fascinating subject matter. Many thanks, Will. You're listening to the Alphabet Show, and this month's letter is K. So why the letter K for the month of June? Well, as I said, there's a few reasons. And firstly, because the latter half of June, from June 22nd onwards, astrologically the sign is Cancer, and the symbol for that sign is a crab, which you will all know in ancient Greece was known as a karkinos, which in English is spelt Karkinos. Also, in 1880 in Alabama, the pioneering and inspiring author, lecturer, political activist and humanitarian Helen Keller was born, June 27th to be precise. She was the first ever deaf-blind person to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree. And just as culturally and historically significant, the 1980s sitcom Terry and June was mostly written by the writer and actor John Cain. We salute you, sir. Okay, so next up we have King Cruel from his 2017 album The Ooze. This is the intriguingly titled Bermondsey Bosom (brackets right), and it's a short track, so do pay attention.
Slipping into filth, lonely but surrounded, a new place to drown. 6 feet beneath the moon, heroes, a bloodsucker, painting black and blue objects with projections of himself. It was always about himself. He jerks inside, his guts twist, sits in the big smoke and thinks of her, me and you against this city of parasites. Parasite, paradise. Parasite, paradise.
I'm going up the country, babe, don't you wanna go? I'm going up the country, babe, don't you wanna go? Take you to some place I've never been before. I'm going where the water tastes like wine. I'm going where the water tastes like wine. We can jump in the water, stay drunk all the time. Gonna leave this city, got to get away. Gonna leave this city, got to get away. On the bus in a fight, man, you know I sure can't stay. The baby back and leave you drunk, you know you've got to stay. Just exactly where we're going, I can't say, but we might even leave the USA. It's a brand new game that I just want to play. I know you used to be running, all screaming and crying, because you've got a whole man, and I've got mine. Drunk all the time. I'm gonna leave this city, got to get away. Oh, leave this city, got to get away. All this fussing and fighting, and no, I sure can't stay. You better pack and leave your junk, you know you've got to stay. Just exactly where we're going, you can't say, but we might even leave the USA. Game that I just want to play. I know you used to me running, all screaming and crying, because you've got a whole man, and I've got mine.
Kitty, Daisy and Lewes with their version of Going Up the Country. That was from their eponymous debut LP released in 2008. Now it is time for Rock Poets Corner, and this is where we look at some of the great lyricists that we have been lucky to have in rock and pop through the ages. And this month we are going to look at an artist called King Creosote. Now, if you don't know, he is a singer-songwriter from Fife in Scotland. His real name is Kenny Anderson. And he's one of these artists who really takes control of their own career from start to finish. He is a very independent-minded soul. His career took off in the 90s pretty much. After playing with 2 or 3 local bands, he launched the Fence label in 1995 and started releasing albums as King Creosote. And the label became a real hub for the Scottish and British modern folk scene. The label released material by the likes of James Yorkston and the Pictish Trail, and Katie Tunstall was somebody who was associated with the label. She was a Fife resident and collaborated with some of the artists in what became known as the Fence Collective. Now, King Creosote, he has released something like 40, if not 50 albums since he started recording. And some of those have been vinyl-only releases, available only at his gigs. He makes no secret of his dislike of the way the music business operates in the digital era. He's done a number of collaborations over the years, most notably with the dance producer John Hopkins. They released a joint album called Diamond Mine in 2011. It received a Mercury Prize nomination, and it is a lovely album. I do urge you to seek that out. Now, his sound is very much a mix of classic and contemporary folk. He does draw upon that genre's traditions of storytelling and poetry and social commentary, but there's also a lot of humour in there, which is very apparent, and the sound is very current. There's influences from dance and rock music, and strangely enough, given that he is such an independent-minded soul, the sound is almost quite poppy and mainstream at times. To his credit, I think it's just because the songwriting is very strong, in my humble opinion. In 2016, he released an album called Astronaut Meets Apple Man, and the track I'm going to play you is from that, and it's called Wake Up to This. See what you think.
I deserve the flight. Did you just see my face is the one you want to slide away? It's been about 8 hours, that's the time to choose. So many hard decisions to make.
A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, K. The Alphabet Show.
The track you heard there was Melt! By Kelly Lee Owens, released earlier this year. You're listening to the Alphabet Show on Radio Lewes with me, Theo Hooper, and K is for Kasabian.
Dreamt a little bigger. I'm sick and tired of this. If you show us what we can have, what do you expect when we take it back from you? 'Cause it's no joke, I wanna open up your eyes wide, I feel it coming but you can't hide, I wanna make you see that. And all the kids say, live to fight another day, live to fight again. And all the kids say, live to fight another day, live to fight again, 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 again. Ordinary people living ordinary lives, more than just existence. I see the fire in your eyes, but you knew this already. Cause it's no surprise. Time to push things forward. There's no way back, there's no way back now. Live to fight another day, live to fight again. Live to fight another day, live to fight again, 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 again.
This is a special service anointment. Are you an MC, DJ, singer, dancer, entertainer, or do you just want to be famous, mate? Do you want to be a star but need guidance, advice, wisdom? Then contact me, Chabadi G. I'm a music mogul. I can make you a superstar, baby. Services include artist management, branding, tax avoidance. I also do a bit of mini-cabbing on the side so I can drop you off the shows and that. So if you want to be a star, then contact me now. Spicy Bhangra Lover 69 at rcs.net.
That was Chabuddy G from the Corrupt FM crew. If you've seen the BBC sitcom People Just Do Nothing, then you'll know who that is. If you haven't seen that sitcom, then I do recommend checking it out. I've had a look and all 5 series are still on the BBC iPlayer. And before that was the track Stevie by Kasabian from their 2014 album 4813. I've worked as a journalist at various points over the years, and I once interviewed Kasabian, and despite their reputation as rock and roll rabble-rousers, they do reportedly like to rouse a rabble. I can only say that they were very nice, polite chaps. Charming, in fact. They had spent the whole day doing interviews, and by the time they came to me, they were still very patient and willing to answer all my questions. Okay, so it is now time for Alphabet Roulette. Now, if you haven't played before, Alphabet Roulette is very similar to normal roulette, except that all the numbers are replaced by letters on the roulette wheel and the roulette table. I have such a roulette wheel and table here, and I'm sure you've got an alphabet table at home. So place your chips now, and whatever letter the ball lands on, I will play a track by an artist or band beginning with that letter. And that will be dedicated to you if you have won. I know, your day couldn't get much better, could it? Okay, let's go. There it goes. The T has just gone by. That's a letter close to my heart. There goes the O. Anyone have the O? And it's going to be the D. Who had the D? If you did, then congratulations. This next track is for you. Let me just see what we've got here. Ah, yes. If you happen to be listening to this in the bath, then you might especially enjoy this. Bobby Darin, Splish Splash.
Splish Splash, I was taking a bath long about a Saturday night. Yeah, a rub-dub, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was alright. Well, I stepped out the tub, put my feet on the floor, I wrapped the towel around me and I opened the door, and in a splish splash, I jumped back in the bath. Well, how was I to know there was a party going on? There was a splishing and a splash, reeling with the feeling, moving and a grooving, rocking and a rolling. Bing bang, I saw the whole gang dancing on my living room rug. Yeah, flip flops, they was doing the bop. All the teens had to dance with bug. There was Lollipop with a Peggy Sue. Good to golly, Miss Molly was even there too. Well, a splish splash, I forgot about the bath. I went and put my dancing shoes on. Yeah, I was a rolling and a strolling, reeling with the feeling, moving and a grooving, splishing and a splashing.
The hill, past the houses,
I sing a song, then I came back down the mountain. All the while, big moon above me, old coyote laughing at me. Song, then I came back down the mountain. All the while, big moon above me, old coyote was laughing at me. Singing saw cutting down a willow. Thought I saw a singing saw cut down a song tree. Thought I saw a singing saw cutting down a willow. Then I saw the singing saw come singing after me. Got a songbird in my head, up the hill so I could get rid of it. Got a songbird in my head, past the houses so I could put it down. Singing saw cutting down a willow. Thought I saw a singing saw cut down a weeping tree. Thought I saw a singing saw cutting down a willow. Then I saw the singing saw come singing after me.
Singing Saw by Kevin Morby. That's the title track from his 2016 LP. I love that tune. I saw Kevin Morby. He's an American singer-songwriter, and I saw him at the Green Door store in Brighton a few years ago, and he was great. And I was due to see him at the end of last year as well at All Saints Church in Hove. But unfortunately he was ill, so cancelled, which was a real shame for all concerned. I hope that he's fully recovered now, and hopefully he'll be able to reschedule at some point. Although, of course, when any of us can go to a gig again is unknown at this moment. Hopefully at some point towards the end of the year we might be able to do that. I know I've certainly got a couple of gigs lined up. We shall see. Okay, let's check in with our second book recommendation. Lockdown literature. What would you recommend?
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm an artist and I'm living back with my parents nearish Horsham, and I want to recommend Into the Wild by Jon Crowker. So it's a true story and it's about a young boy in America, Chris McCandless, who left his comfortable life and escaped to the wild. And it's about the themes of returning back to basic life and escaping from society. He loves a couple of writers like Theroux and Jack London who speak about themes of nature, and he basically gives all his money to charity, Chris McCandless, and leaves his family. It's a development of an article written by Jon Crowker for Outside magazine, and in the book it tells you about Chris McCandless' story, but it also speaks of other adventurers like Jon Crowker himself, who's a mountaineer, and he sort of shows he's had similar life experiences to Chris McCandless. The original article, it received quite a big response because everyone has a different opinion about the story, because he's a young boy who left his comfortable life behind, didn't tell his family where he was going, and some people would see that as reckless, whereas other people, like Crowker, they would understand why he did that. I love nature and find it helps me through, and especially in the world we live in at the moment, where you seem to have media covering everything and anything in the news, and with our phones you can always see things like this, and returning back to basics with nature and returning to a simpler way of life, a slower way of life, those themes really appeal to me.
If I walk down this hallway tonight, it's too quiet, so I head through the dark and call you on the phone. Push your old numbers and let your house ring till I wake your ghost. Let him walk down your hallway, it's not this quiet. Slide down your receiver, sprint across the wire. Follow my number, slide into my hand. It's the blaze across my nightgown, it's the phone's ring. I think last night you were driving circles around me. I think last night you were driving circles around me. I think last night you were driving circles around me. I can't drink this coffee till I put you in my closet. Let him shoot me down, let him call me off. I take it from his whisper, you're not that tough. It's the blaze across my nightgown, it's the phone's ring. I think last night you were driving circles around me. I think last night you were driving circles last name. You were driving circles around me. You were I think last name. You were driving circles around me. You were I think last name. You were driving circles around me.
From her 1994 debut solo album, that is Your Ghost by Kristin Hersh, with the unmistakable backing vocals of REM's Michael Stipe. That's a beautiful song, and surely getting Michael Stipe in to do the BVs, as they're known in the biz, was an inspired choice. Their voices complement each other perfectly. And before that, we heard Emma with her book recommendation of Into the Wild by Jon Krakauer. Many thanks, Emma. Okay, we've reached the point in the show when it is time for Word of the Week. As you know, we do like to keep your vocab up to scratch. I've got 2 words for you this week, and the first is Kyriolexy. It's a noun that's spelt Kyriolexy, and it means the use of simple or literal expressions. And I've had hundreds and hundreds of people write into me saying, Theo, what is the word for a Finnish zither? And I can now tell you that that word is kantele, and that's spelt Kantele. And as always, your homework is to get both of those words into conversation this week. Let's have some disco.
I'm your boogeyman, that's what I am. I'm here to do whatever I can. Be it early morning, late afternoon, or at midnight. It's never too soon to wanna please you, to wanna keep you, to wanna do it all for you. I wanna be your rubber ball. I wanna be the one
What a tune. Casey and the Sunshine Band from 1976 with I'm Your Boogeyman. Sadly, we are at the end of the show, and that means that it is time for this month's Alphabetizer. And some of you may know that an Alphabetizer is a way to flag up the letter for the next show with the last song of this show. And the letter for next month is going to be R. I hope you will join me to find out what delights R will bring. Before I go, I'd like to say a many thanks to Will and Emma for their book recommendations. And I'd like to say thanks to you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed what you've heard. And the R-related track I want to leave you with is I Want to Be Sedated by the Ramones. See you.
Radio Lewes. Local community webcasting.